Sudeep Bhargava, audio video Sudeep. Sip Samatma, Sip Raju, Sip Girish, Sip Pankaj, Sip Mutkuranand, Sip Bliss, Sip Bliko, Sip Sagai, Sip Rekha, Sip Sangam, Sip Yogini, Sip Atmatray. And Sip बाकी के लोग जिसका पिक्चर नहीं दिख रहा है. Welcome. Somebody asked me the question, what is the slow and steady way to spiritual awakening? What is the step? They said, tell me step by step, slow, steady way. So I told, I will ask my Zoom call people and then I will tell you. So what do you all feel? What is the slow and steady way of spiritual awakening? Who is wanting to go first? Give me your expert advice. Bliko.
Shivoham.
Shivoham,
Shivoham, everybody. The only way I know, and we all know and agree, that the steps of magic is the slow and steady way to get to the spiritual awakening.
Slow and steady way. So what is this? Bliko says the magic. So is magic slow and steady way? Bliko, I don't know. Do you think that is the slow and steady way? Let us ask everybody else. Yes. Who else would like to go? Maybe magic is the way, but
can I also say so?
Yes, please.
I also second Mr. Bliko, because magic is the way, very slow way, like mumukshutva, then ask, and then GGGG, and ignorance, and finally to consciousness.
So is there no other way? Is that the only way?
No, there are many ways, but according to, I feel this is the right, like a slow and a steady way to go towards spirituality. To get
I think
enlightenment.
you have to look at the question a little bit more deeper. What the person is trying to ask when they ask me this question. So if somebody else can look at the question a little bit deeper and tell me, what is the slow and steady way to spiritual awakening? Let me explain to you. There's one type of person, if you tell them, Utho, Utho, wake up, they will get up. And there's some kind of person, they have slow and steady way. Utho, 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 wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Then you give a cup of tea and give them in the bed cup of tea. Then finally, after you give them hot tea in the bed, then slow and steady way, then they will wake up. I know somebody, they take a bucket of water and throw in the face of the person. One splash, no. Utho, 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 utho. That is not a slow and steady way, right? I'm not talking about spiritual awakening, I'm talking about from awakening from sleep. What is the slow and steady way of spiritual awakening? Yes, who else wants to try? Yes, Sudeep Bhargava last, and then we are going on to question answers. Normally we don't have time for question answers, so I'm going to give the answer after this, and then we go on to question answers. Sudeep Bhargava.
So if I have to pick up one slow and steady path, that would be to sit in silence. And then we can slowly and steadily increase that length of our silence. Maybe we start with 5 minutes, then 10, 15, 20, and watch the thoughts. And what I do, or what I have learned from you, is to detach yourself from the thoughts, because if I'm observing the thoughts, then I cannot be the thoughts. So I stay away from the thoughts. So that for me would be the slow and steady way, because we can slowly increase this length. We start from very small time, 2 minutes, 3 minutes, and then we can go up to hours also.
Okay, we have Mutkura Anand. After a long time, Mutkura Anand is coming to speak, so we'll give him a chance. Yes, sir, Mutkura Anand, you've not spoken for maybe a long time.
Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, it is only witnessing, sir.
Witnessing. So you keep on witnessing, keep on witnessing, keep on witnessing. So do you think that's the slow and steady way to awakening? Rekha Parwani?
Shivoham AiR.
Shivoham. Thank you, Mutkalan.
I agree with Sudeep, and I add one more point. To be in consciousness, to be in silence and be in consciousness.
Rekha, can I ask you a question?
Yes.
What is the first point you agree with, Sudeep?
To be in silence and observe the thoughts.
So you're telling me
Hmm.
that if somebody wants spiritual awakening, if they are in silence and they're observing thoughts and they're in consciousness, there will be spiritual awakening?
No. Consciousness about the truth that we are.
No. So what is the slow and steady way? Tell me, you're telling me the slow and steady way is slowly and steadily you will be able
not
to get
minded,
spiritual.
realizing. No, we have
So
to realize.
are you telling me slowly and steadily you will get the spiritual awakening? Are you telling me?
No, we need to follow these steps, like realizing that we are not the body, mind, and ego, and to detach ourselves.
If
And
somebody were to ask me,
Hmm.
what is the slow and steady way to spiritual awakening? The answer is, there is no slow and steady way. There is no slow and steady way to spiritual awakening. If you have slow,
then we have no time.
then you will die and you will be reborn, and this will go on and on. The problem in today's world is people are trying to get spiritual awakening slowly. Slowly. What is this slowly? What is it slowly?
Correct. We have to realize it immediately.
There is no time. If you want spiritual awakening, you should not walk, you should run. Where is the time?
Yes.
If you want spiritual awakening,
There's
you
no
say,
time.
"Arey Rekha, tumne to mujhe bola, Rekha. Did you not tell me?"
Yes.
What you told me? You don't
That's
remember
the-
you have contributed to my life one diamond. What is the diamond you have contributed to my life? You remember or you don't remember?
What we want to do.
Huh? What, Rekha? What, Rekha? Are you there?
Yes.
What, Rekha? What have you contributed to me?
About the like two boats.
Correct. So you
Cannot
remember,
keep
right?
up.
You cannot sail on two boats.
Yes, I remember.
You cannot sail on two
Yes.
boats. Slowly.
Mhm.
One boat slowly, another boat slowly, another boat slowly, another boat slowly. You cannot sail on two boats. You cannot ride on two goats. You cannot drive on two roads. Cannot. What does it mean? It means you have to give it. There is no time, Rekha. Where is the time, Rekha? So all of you who are on the journey of, see, if you don't want enlightenment, you don't want awakening, who is telling you? And Girish, anybody forcing you, Girish? You must have spiritual awakening. Anybody putting Ashok Chotwani, anybody putting gun on your head and saying you must be enlightened? Nahi, chodo. After Ashok Chotwani, you will come back as Mr. Motwani. And after Motwani, you will come back as Botwani. Then you will continue. Huh? But you will not get spiritual awakening. Spiritual awakening is for that person who has a deep yearning. There's a solid focus. There's a complete focus. There's a passion. There's an obsession. I want the Lord. I want the divine. I want to be liberated. I want to get out of this samsara without being frustrated. You don't have to be frustrated. But there has to be deep fire. Not this saloli. What is the saloli way? Steady. What steady? What steady you want to be? The person who wants to climb a peak, he doesn't know the meaning of slow and steady. He will go. There is no time to waste. Rumataji.
गुरुजी
Pranam.
गुरुजी प्रभु के लिए 100% प्यार और प्यास हो उसको पाने के लिए और death is at the corner, so we have to run fast.
That is very important. पता नहीं कब सीटी बजेगी, हाँ? कब, when the whistle will blow, we all have to go. When the whistle will blow, we all have to go. There is no time to waste. You must be in a haste. So Rumata ji said, see, the problem is, अभी Rumata ji को कोई आ गया मिठाई खिला रहे. So the problem is,
It's freezing.
Freezing.
गुरुजी मैं यही हूँ.
हाँ, I thought आप मिठाई कुछ खा रहे अभी.
नहीं मैं यही हूँ.
So, my dear friends, today's session is this. Are you serious about this journey of spiritual awakening? Let us spend a moment trying to understand what is the meaning of this spiritual awakening. We'll then go on to Sunil Chittal after that. But what is this spiritual awakening? This is not easy. This is not like somebody waking up from sleep. Somebody asked me the question, how do you get a spiritual awakening? I say, just like you get up from sleep, you get up from spiritual sleep. How to get up from spiritual sleep? How to get up from spirit? Some people are sleeping spiritually from 30 years, some from 30 janmas. Look around you, my dear friends. People who are 60, 70, 80, 90, they are fast asleep. Please look around you. Big people are trying to attain spiritual awakening slowly, steadily. What is this slowly? What slowly? You have to be able to make it the priority of your life. The priority. Somebody says, no, I got, this is one of the priority now. I have so many priorities, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So spiritual awakening is like this tiny little finger of mine. It is also one of the priorities. It's one of their priorities. One of the. Will you get it? Sudeep Bhargava, if it is one of your priorities, will you get it? You cannot get it. Cannot get it. Forget it. If you want it, you have to make it the priority. The priority of your life. The. Only when you make something the priority, you will get it. Otherwise, you will not get. Spiritual awakening is not a joke. Spiritual awakening, we are all in a deep slumber. The mind is putting us to be fast asleep. And therefore, when somebody asked me this question, I said, I will share with you. It looks like such a simple question. What is the slowly, steadily way to spiritual awakening? First of all, we don't know the meaning of spiritual awakening. If we know the meaning of spiritual awakening, there is no slowly, no. And steady, yes. Steady there is. Steady, what is it? Magic. Mokshutva. Ask, investigate. G. Guidance of Guru, grace of God. Ignorance, I remove it. Remove the ignorance. And stay in consciousness. Satke chit mein jo rehta, ananda mein rehta, सच्चिदानंदा हाल है वो, सच का एहसास है होना आनंदा में. You need to have the passion for Satchit Ananda. Whoever you may be, wherever you may be, whatever you may be doing, The focus has to be on spiritual awakening. I have made it the priority of my life. I am sharing with you not theory. I am sharing with you practical experience. I am sharing with you what is my day-to-day experience. So, Sunil Chittan. Sunil Chittan.
Shivam Guruji.
Shivam, Sunil.
Actually, I wanted to just I joined in a little late, but I think you said it all. There cannot be slow and steady in this spiritual awakening. It has to be your only desire, action. It has to be 100%. Unless you do 100% and jump into the ocean of spirituality, you will not enjoy the swim, or you cannot become one with the ocean.
Because this is not easy, no, Sunil. Our dearest Dasi Budrani, that day he's on the call.
It's not easy because Viveka and Vairagya doesn't come so easily.
Yeah.
But
So,
Mumukshatva, makes you that unless you are a Mumukshu and you should be he only, not be. The desire should be not one of the many. It should be only desire.
The only.
And naturally, Viveka and Vairagya, you strive for it.
Yeah. No, you are absolutely right, Sunil. I think you understand it. You are very serious about it. Therefore, you say it with so much. So, Sunil, our dearest Dasi was on the call yesterday or day before yesterday, and he was telling me, but Masterji, our Guruji was telling like this slowly, steadily. Somebody asked one question, and Guruji was telling slowly how to do. Then I told Dasi, that is not for you. You are a university student. That was for kindergarten student. The kindergarten student was sitting in the class. So our Dadaji was telling that kindergarten student, slowly, steadily you go and start the journey. But not for the serious seeker.
Not for the mumukshas.
No, not for the serious seeker. See, if somebody, some Sharabi comes to me, Sunil, some Sharabi comes and tells me, sir, what is the way to spiritual awakening? If I give up Sharab, will I get spiritual awakening? What will I tell him, Sunil? Yes, sure.
Yes, give up Sharab, yes.
You give up Sharab, you will get spiritual awakening.
He has taken the first step.
But is that the right answer I'm giving?
No.
No, I'm just helping him start the journey. That is not the way. So, thank you, Sunil, for your very clear, focused answer. My dear friends, do you want spiritual awakening? This is the biggest achievement of your life. You cannot get something more pleasure. There can be no greater pleasure. I talk to you every day. I write a book every day. I write bhajan every day. I write a quote every day. I give answers every day. But my subject is the same focus. Some masters, you go and ask them, what is slowly and steadily way spiritual awakening? They will laugh, and they will give you some laughing answer. Is it okay? Is it some joke? My dear friends, it's not that you have to give up laughing, right? You can be very happy. In fact, a person who's spiritually awakened is the person who's in full ananda, but there is full consciousness. How can you be in that state of consciousness? I may be anywhere in the world, but I am conscious. I have a Zoom call with you all. I have a topic to discuss. I have a subject to present. I have to be able to get you on that path to walk, not slowly, but walk and run and make it the priority and go to your goal. The moment many of you get distracted, some of you get distracted, you go here, you go there, you're sailing in some other boat, then I have to pull you back and tell you, hello, kaun se boat mein ja rahe? Huh? Sometimes you're listening to some speaker and that speaker is quoting some scripture and you're listening to that scripture and you already got carried away by that scripture and you're gone somewhere. Where you are going? Where are you going? Don't go in the opposite direction. And don't say slowly. At least now some slowly. I am growing in that direction of awakening slowly. I'm telling you slowly, you will die. You will die. And then you will not achieve it. Because this is not, imagine when somebody asked the race, Somebody asked Samatma, Samatma, what is the way to come first in the race? Running slowly, slowly, slowly. Samatma, tell me, what is the way to come first in the race? Running slowly, 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 slowly. Samatma, what is the way?
Shivam, sir.
Shivam.
There is no way you can win the race by going slowly. You have to put 100% and rush to it.
Correct. No, it's very simple, right? This race needs grace, not just being an ace and getting caught in the maze of this mad race. We are running towards the destination of awakening. We are running away from lust and duty and greed and shame and worry and anger and hate and revenge. We are running away from the body, mind, and ego. We are running away from all the negative toxins that are pulling us down. But there is no saloli. There is no saloli. Okay, we have 10 more minutes. Any other questions today, please? I wanted to give you some time to ask other questions. Anybody wants to ask any other question on spirituality, enlightenment, problems, misery, moksha, nirvana, life, death, happiness, sorrow, purpose, chit, satchidanand, monkey
Hello,
mind?
can I able to call you at 10 o'clock, Guruji?
Yes, please.
Yeah,
Yes.
thank you.
Who else would like to ask any question?
Shivam Sarji.
Shivam Ashok Tichani.
Shivaji, Sarji, I think it is very important to be in awareness for spiritual awakening.
So what holds us back from being in awareness?
We should always be energetic and aware.
So if you have got,
we have to.
So if you have to be you must be in awareness. If you have got so many distractions, Ashok, one business distraction, one family distraction, one other religious distraction, you got so many distractions, and awakening in awareness is one of the priorities. Huh?
We should cut the mind from those distractions and only focus on the aware. We should be aware of what we want, spirituality.
Single pointed focus, Ashok. Single pointed, which means that if the sun's rays has to burn that paper, it has to be having the magnifying glass, and we must pinpoint the energy of the sun on that paper, and it should burn.
Right, sir.
If you are holding that magnifying glass and you're saying, thoda balle, 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 you're doing some balle, balle, then what will happen?
No, sir ji, हमारा लक्ष्य क्या है? हमारा लक्ष्य है awakening. We have to be aware always.
Excellent.
With energy.
Excellent. So
we should be energetic.
So when you have a goal, Ashok, when you have a goal, can you go slowly and steadily to the goal? Can you go slowly to the goal?
Our aim should be only on the goal.
Yeah, and you must go fast. You have to move. You have to run to your goal. You have to run. Nobody will. If you have a goal, it's always related to time. It is, the time is limited. Ashok, how many years a human being has got, Ashok, to live? Tell me. How many years a human being has got to live?
About 70.
Sorry, Ashok, I don't agree with you. Out of 70, Ashok, first 20, 25 years gone in learning. Gone learning, 20, 25 years gone in learning.
Yes, sir ji.
Another 20, 25 years gone in earning.
50. Yeah.
So what is left, Ashok? Barely 10 years. You know what 10 years means? You even know, Ashok, 10 years means what? It means 3650 days. Only 3,650 days to be enlightened, to be liberated, to be awakened. It is not a joke. There is no time. There is no time for us to do ping pong. There is no time for us to play. That's why very few people in this world are awakened. Most people, they are caught in this maya. What we spoke yesterday? माया से मुझको बचा, मुझको प्रभु अपना बना, यही मेरी प्रार्थना। तुम बिन कुछ मैं ना चाहूं, मुक्ति चाहूं मैं, मोक्ष चाहूं, मुझको अपना बना।
We should be fast before the journey is over.
I tell people, Ashok, I tell people, put this in your head. Put this in your head that you cannot be awakened after you are dead. Put
Right.
this in your
Very
head
true.
that you cannot be awakened after you are dead. So don't sleep in your
Very
bed.
true.
So don't sleep in your bed. Wake up. Okay. Thank you, Ashok. Thank you for the new perspective. Sunil Chittal's hand is up again.
Thank you,
Yes,
sir.
Sunil and Atmatray. Shivoham. Sunil Chittal, Atmatray.
Shivom Sarji.
Yes, sir.
I can share my experience with the group that
Yes,
how
sir.
one can be 24/7 in the state of enlightenment.
Yes, sir.
It is, I think the only way is what, Vivekananda had, told everybody. Divinize your human relationship and see SIP in all that matters to you.
Very good.
And human brain has got that ability. You can know that your actions are something and mind is talking and doing something. So we have that ability in us to, do two things at a time, bodily and by mind. So if your mind is focused and you are training your mind to, divinize all your human relationship and see divinity in all that matters, even if it is organic or inorganic matter. I think once everybody trains, then naturally you are in SIP.
So what you are saying is 99.9% correct. What you are saying is 99.9% correct.
One is anubhuti, it just comes as a flash.
No, what Vivekananda meant,
that cannot be explained.
What Vivekananda said is while your body is busy somewhere, it is not your mind that must divinize, because your mind cannot divinize. Your consciousness has to divinize.
Consciously, yes. The intellect.
Yeah, because if you try to put your mind in charge, Sunil, what will happen if you put your mind in charge?
No. See, what I was saying is because initially it's very difficult. You are controlled by the mind. So once you start taming the mind, it automatically, that bundling process comes to an halt.
But my dear Sunil Chittan, please understand, with the mind, you can only demonize. You cannot divinize. You can only demonize. So keep in mind, you agree or you don't agree with what I'm saying?
Correct.
So what you say is absolutely correct. The body, I told you, that 99.9% I told you, right. So when the body is busy doing everything else, Sunil Chittal, our, not mind, but our consciousness must be in that direction.
Alertness, yes.
Correct, Sunil? If our consciousness is in that direction, Sunil, then we are in the right, then you are saying, what you're saying is 100%.
And get dissolved and you lose your identity and you are part of self.
Yes. Thank you, Sunil. Thank you, Atmatray.
Shivam, sir.
Shivam, sir.
How to maintain in consciousness all the time?
Very simple.
Intellect, intellect is helping us.
Atmatray.
Yeah.
GBTC. GBTC. Get back to consciousness. Get back to. Remember, we said Atmatray. There is only one of two things. Either seesaw. Remember the example of seesaw?
Yes.
Either Atmatray, either we are in mindfulness. Either we are in the state of mind or we are in the state of consciousness. When there is mindfulness or consciousness, then there is thoughtlessness. There are no thoughts. The only way, there is only one way. There is no two ways. The only way to be in that state of chitta or consciousness is where the mind You watch it, you catch it, you latch it, you bury it, you burn it, you cremate it, you destroy it. When the mind ceases to exist, in that state, when the mind is not existing, you are automatically in a state of consciousness. How do you reach that state? Because the mind doesn't want to be silent. The mind doesn't want, the mind wants to be monkey. The mind doesn't want to be monk.
Yes.
When you try to pin down the mind, you want to catch the mind. Will the mind come easily to your hand, Atmatray? Come on, come on.
Yes.
I will come. Atmatray, sir, I will sit in your hand. You catch me. Will the mind come like that?
No, sir.
No, the mind is not willing to come. The mind creates fear. The mind creates worry. The mind creates stress. The mind creates distraction. The mind creates attachment. It creates desires. Huh? The mind makes you have priority 1, priority 2, priority 3, priority 4, priority 5. If the mind has got 5 priorities, how can you focus on awakening? Is it possible?
Not, sir.
So when you are in consciousness, you have 5 focuses, or only 1 focus?
We should be only one single focus.
In consciousness, there is no 5 focus. Why there is no 5 focus?
It's a concentration only.
Why? Why there is no 5 focus in consciousness?
Because there is no thoughts.
Because there is no mind. There is no mind. There is no thought.
Okay.
It's very simple. See, right now the answer came to Bliko because Bliko is living in consciousness. Bharat living in consciousness.
Yes. Thank you, Bharat.
Bharat, when somebody came and told Bharat, you are coming, we are going now to play cricket. Bharat told, I'm not interested. Bharat, you are coming now to play football. Bharat said, we are not interested. Bharat, now come on, let us play hockey. Bharat said, I'm not interested. Okay, let us play rugby. No, I'm not interested. What about golf? No, I'm not interested.
Yes.
It's not easy, no, Atmatray. Is it easy? Is it easy? No, it's not easy. Who told you? Who told? Have I told in this Zoom call that enlightenment is very easy, awakening is very easy? It's like eating mithai. Huh? Just to ask Guru Mataji, mithai khilao, mithai. Eat mithai and you will be enlightened. Some Guruji will come and tell, oh, tum, don't worry. Atma try. Do not worry. You take this prasadam and you keep it. You repeat the name of the Guru every day, morning, afternoon, evening, 3 times. Tell Om Guru Namaha, Om Guru Namaha, Om Guru Namaha, and you will be enlightened. Huh? You will be enlightened, Atmatray, by saying Om Guru Namaha.
No.
We are all carried away by this nonsense. This is all rubbish.
Yes.
We have to be, what your question is, a very profound question, Atmatray. Very big question, what you asked just now. How to be in that state of consciousness? You are in that state of consciousness when you are in the state of no mindness. There is no mind. As long as the mind is awake and alive, there can be no awakening. The mind will take us here and there. If you are in consciousness, Atmatray, you cannot go wrong. Because in consciousness, only the right answer will come.
Right.
But you should be in that state where there is no thought. Okay, last one or two questions before we close today. There is no slow and steady way to awakening. But then what is, I'm asking you before this call is over, before the whistle will blow and it's time to go, will you be awakened? The time may be tomorrow. Will you be awakened? If you are not awakened, you will come back 9 months in the mother's womb, if you are lucky to be a human being. And then you will cry when you are born. And this will go on and on. And then you will suffer pain of the body, misery of the mind, agony of the ego. And you will come back and again and again and again. Any questions?
Shiva Mayor.
Sure.
Today's question, I didn't have a correct answer. This indicates I need to give my 100%.
Rekha, if you don't give your 100, if you don't give your 100%, Rekha, there is no solution. There is no other way, Rekha.
Because this awakening, we cannot be slow.
Yeah, you cannot say today Deepavali, then tomorrow Ganapati Bappa Moria, then Christmas, then New Year, then Pongal, then Ugadi, then after all that is over, then I will start my awakening. Will you start?
No.
Will you start? Yeah. If you want to start your awakening, when should you do it?
Now.
Now, if you want to renounce and be a Vairagi, this Friday the topic is Vairagi. If you want to attain renunciation, the time is now. You want to attain awakening, the time is now. You want enlightenment, the time is now.
Yes.
There is no tomorrow. Have you seen tomorrow?
No.
No, because tomorrow never comes.
Yes.
You know, when tomorrow comes, it is today. There is no tomorrow.
Yes.
There is nothing like tomorrow. So don't say you will be awakened tomorrow. Don't say saloli, saloli. There is no saloli, saloli. Sorry.
Cannot.
Administrator, what is Darcy's question?
Thank you.
The only solution is to be in consciousness. What about purifying oneself? Please advise.
Dasi, purifying is the step to get there, no Dasi. Pirlu, purification, important. But Dasi, will everybody who just has purification, will they achieve illumination and liberation and unification?
No, not at all. No. I just want to check whether you need to purify oneself or not.
Dasi, the people on this call, you are already purified.
Okay,
but
good.
We have to go. You are so pure. There's no problem in purification. But then for getting that illumination, Dasi, for getting that illumination, we have to overcome darkness. What is the darkness, Dasi? So much ignorance, so many things we have grown up with, so many rituals, so many superstitions, so many beliefs. All that is holding us back. They are like fetters. They are like strings that are tying our wings, and we are not able to fly in the sky.
Okay.
We need to break free. We need to break free. And that illumination will make us have realization. Then there is liberation and unification. And Dasi, there is no time.
Okay.
We have to run. And we have to make this the priority. No chance of saying slowly, Dasi. There is no saloli. There is no saloli, Dasi.
Correct. Right.
It's only, no, I don't, see, let me tell you one thing. I don't believe in giving you any sugar-coated pills. Good. I don't like to take, when you take medicine, they put kadwa, bitter medicine, and they put sugar coating and they give you medicine. No, I don't want to give you any sugar coating. I am saying this will give you divine, eternal happiness. It will give you everlasting peace. You will learn divine love. But please reach that state of nirvana. Please reach that state of mukti. Please reach that state of moksha. Please be in that state of consciousness. Don't be distracted by Maya. Don't be carried away by Leela. Don't become a slave of your mind. Be in consciousness. Be in consciousness. Be in consciousness. Sat ke chit mein jo rehta, आनंदा में रहता, सच्चिदानंदा हाल है वो, सच के एहसास से होगा आनंदा में. Don't you want ananda, my dear friends? Don't you want that state of bliss? Don't you want that state of divine love? Don't you want that state of eternal happiness and peace where the mind doesn't make you a monkey and a donkey? When you ask, somebody is asking you, where are you going? You say, ask the horse. You want to be a donkey on the horse, or do you want to be the boss? Be the boss. Now, what can I do? somebody is driving my horse. Somebody else is driving my horse. What? Somebody else is driving your horse? If somebody else is driving a horse, then the monkey is making you a donkey. Don't let anybody drive your horse. You be the boss. Be in consciousness. Be in that state of eternal bliss. And that's why every day at 8, don't forget your date. Be with me. And some of you, you keep your video off. If you keep your video off, means already 50% value is gone. Because you cannot, when your video is on, you're fully concentrating on the call. Keep your video, keep your audio on. And then don't try to have slowly, steady way awakening. No. Run to the goal. I bow down to you.